want to talk about the topics on the screen. I think it's really important to talk about the double standards that we have regarding like men and women. And I think that Offset and Cardi B is like a perfect example of the double standards regarding men and women. You know, that men truly cannot take what they dish out. Like, honestly, I don't keep up with Offset, because why would I? But I noticed that everybody was talking about his post that he had on TikTok of, what he was trying to shade Cardi B and the fact that she's going to have to sleep with all of these men, to get over him and all of this other stuff. And I was thinking, only for a man would it take a man to cheat on a woman repeatedly over and over and over and over again. Constantly get caught cheating, constantly getting caught overstepping, constantly getting caught disrespecting a woman, for him to feel like he's the one that's wrong when the woman finally decides to step out and do her. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anybody behaving in that manner except for men. Truthfully, not that type of delusion. And I wouldn't even really be tripping about, him cheating. If he just accepted, like, hey, yeah, I cheated, and this is just, I'm getting what I deserve. I'm getting a dose of my own medicine. But the fact that you can do somebody like that and you can still feel like you're right to be mad, or that they just had to take everything that you was giving out, that's wild. And, I always wanted to know, like, why is it that men's emotions are so much more important than women's when men say that they're supposedly unemotional? Have y'all ever thought about that? Good morning. How you doing, Chandra? Men constantly tell women that they're emotional, their emotions rule them and all of this other stuff. But if a woman get her emotions tampered with or her feelings hurt, she's supposed to suck it up. But men who are supposedly supposed to be made of steel and not have any feelings or emotions, how come we supposed to care about them when they get in their feelings about something? Don't you say that you don't have no emotions? Don't you say that you don't have no feelings? So why should I care about what you got going on? Ain't you the one to say that it doesn't matter? That's what I mean when I say that the things that men say, they really don't have any logic to them at all. Like, they literally make zero sense. You know what I mean? Like, none. Let's see here. Chandra says it's to fear monger women from hurting men, or they will unalive us. I definitely think it's to fear monger women, but I really don't like it. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's just so gross and such a double standard. It makes me sick. And just like that just goes into number 4. Like, if women are more emotional or they feel things more deeply, then our emotions are more important. You know what I'm saying? And our feelings are more important. And so if you play, you deserve everything that you get. But I just think Offset got some freaking nerve. I really do. And I don't even rock out with Cardi B like that. I don't even like her, but I really think that he's just wild. But, I think Offset is a perfect example also of like a woman ignoring red flags. You know what I'm saying? And then being surprised when something goes wrong, something goes bad with who they're choosing. Because, like, I feel like before she married him, it was very clearly obvious that this man was not going to be a good husband. He was not going to be a faithful husband. He had a whole bunch of baby mamas, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 before her. What exactly did you think you was going to get out this man? Like, honestly and legitimately, did you think he was going to be faithful? Did you think he wasn't going to be for the streets? Everything about him looked like he's for the streets. And I think that that's something that I honestly feel like women should talk about more often, is that, and I say this a million times and people can get mad at me if you want to, but I believe that every woman that's got by a man, probably 95 to 98% of the time, you saw red flags in advance. You just ignored it. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Cardi B is clearly, look at his face. I've noticed that with Offset, he got one of the shiestiest faces that I've ever seen. Like, if you just look at his face and the way he smiled, the way he just looked like a grimy, untrustworthy Negro. Like, he really do. I have no idea how you could see a man that looked that grimy and just be like, oh yeah, that's about to be my husband. Really? You would make a man that look like that your husband? You gonna trust him to raw dog you and put your health in jeopardy? No, no, no. No. Yes, he does look like a snake, Chandra, for real. He looks so sneaky and grimy. O'Neill says women are emotional daily, men are emotional rarely. First of all, that is not true, O'Neill, at all. You know what I'm saying? And y'all really say that stuff with y'all chest and be lying. Men are emotional every day. There are wars started because your emotions and your egos are threatened. Y'all are emotional every single solitary day. Emotional, violent, angry. Anger is an emotion. Y'all are the most violent. Men commit over 95% of all unalivings and violence across the globe. Not just here in the United States, across the world. But y'all are emotional rarely. Be for real. Please get your head out your booty. Please get your head out your booty, O'Neill. Honestly, like, what? And that's what I mean. Like, you see how delusional men are? Super duper 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 delusional. Crazy. Insane. And I just, and that's what I mean. Like, you got men that say that they want to lead women. They want to be in control because people think that it's just black men that feel this way. Because O'Neill was white tea. It's not just black men. You know what I'm saying? I just think that black men are more vocal with the stupidity. But yeah. As I said, these are the men that want to lead. These are the men that want to lead like crazy. Let's see here. Masso Smooth says men don't benefit from relationships. Y'all do benefit from relationships. Y'all live longer. Your life is improved. Everything, you benefit from it. Women are the ones that benefit the least out of relationships. Especially, are you black? Especially with somebody like you, Meso. Like there would be no benefit to a woman getting with a pookie like yourself. Like literally none. The only person that would benefit from the relationship with you would be you. So y'all gotta stop saying stuff that y'all heard. Like truthfully, y'all gotta stop saying stuff that y'all heard. And when you say less money, y'all don't even make any money statistically. So what are you talking about? Like honestly, like the majority of y'all have no money. So it's like y'all gotta stop living vicariously through other men. Like, because that's what y'all do. It's crazy. Let's see here. The only Yash says, yes, she's definitely triggered. No, you're triggered, Yash, which is why you commented. I'm not triggered. Like, y'all gotta get real. Like, y'all gotta, like, I really feel like some of y'all must have, like, dropped out at, like, 5th grade or something like that because y'all can never, like, have a, conversation without, like, making it be immature and making it to an immature conversation. Like, oh, she's mad. Who hurt you? She's triggered. My name is You're Triggered, which means you're triggered, which is why you commented. But, okay. Let me keep going. Like, let's see here. Masso Smooth says, I have more money and more 304s without a relationship. Okay, so let me tell you something. Maso Smooth. It's Maso Smooth. It says, Maso, I got something for you. You just hold on, sir. All right, hold on. Because, just a second. Maso, let me tell you something. Your profile photo determined that that's a lie. Any woman that you have, I promise you, she's a hood booger and the lowest of the low. Like, period. You got a toothpick out your mouth. You got a shoe around your neck. You look like the Pookie final boss in the video game. You can be serious. There is no quality woman, or you're only 20, so no quality young girl that has her whole life ahead of her that's actually intelligent and smart is going to be interested in you. Like, absolutely not. You look absolutely dreadful. I don't care what type of costume it is. Your face is still your face. You look like a Cabbage Patch doll. Like, what? And that's not a good thing. Like your bloated face, you need to like probably detox and drink more water because you look very bloated about the cheek and jawline. You look very bloated and unattractive. Y'all got to stop it. Y'all live in complete and utter delusion. And then the fact that you call like women that you're trying to talk to 304s lets me know that you're a super duper pookie, a super duper duper hood booger. Like, ain't nobody checking for you, boy. Get out of here. Go brush your teeth for something. Like, anyway, like, and you see what I'm saying, y'all? This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that when people talk about, this generation is going to be better than the next generation, it's just so many of them like are super delusional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally don't live in reality. And I don't know if it's their mothers that are telling them like, hey, king, like you're doing good, king. You're somebody, king. But it's like their esteem is not where it should be at. Their esteem is way too high for what they're actually bringing to the table. Like, really. Because, I mean, you got a man that's got a young man with a bloated face, with a toothpick hanging out of his mouth, talking about people want him. Like, what are we doing here? What is we doing? And yes, I said is on purpose. What is we doing here? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's disturbing to me. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly why I really do feel like you shouldn't give men, or in Meso Smooth's point case, boys, any type of grace. Like, Meso, I wouldn't show you my ass crack. Like, what would make you think that I would ever bend over backwards to show what I look like to a man that looks like a blowfish? Boy, if you don't get your ass off my live, I would have to care about what you thought for me to do anything. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, I think that we really gotta like, I think that for the black community to flourish, or I'm not even going to just reduce it down to the black community. I think for men and women to get on any type of like common ground, like men have to really stop living in delusion. Like they've got to stop living in delusion, and we can't allow them to live in delusion. And that's by like actually telling them the truth about themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to. Like, you have to say, hey, you know what? I don't know what your mom told you, but the type of man that you think you are, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what has to happen. And then, like the other guy that came up here, the white T man that was like, men are emotional, very rarely emotional, and women are like emotional daily. I think we have to like use real life examples to prove to men that the only people that really believe that are other delusional men. Because if you're a critically thinking man, you would understand that men's emotions are the reason why we're in the situation in the whole world the way it is now. Wars, famines, violence, men being aggressively violent, not only to women, but also to each other. All of those things are rooted into heavily emotional responses. But for some reason, men like to hide behind the fact that, let's see here. You know what I mean? Hold on. Comfy says, you're sounding real lonely right now. You know what? It's very upsetting to me when y'all make like me having a man or not having a man as a basis on what I'm saying to have validity to it or not. What I'm saying is absolutely correct. But my husband is in the front room, okay? Right now. He got off work early. So I'm married. He's here. So please stop the games. Nobody's lonely. And I really hate it when y'all try to use that because y'all don't have nothing else to say. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's annoying. And as far as, I feel sorry for you, Comfy. I feel sorry for somebody that feels like they want to have, a bunny rabbit as a profile photo. Like, you're a lame and a cornball. But let me keep going to Sean Hill. You said I sound like a man hater. You know the reason why I sound like a man hater to you is because, respectfully, I don't really like to cuss on social media. I really don't like to cuss, period. But I feel like it's necessary in this aspect. Sean Hill, the reason why you feel that way is because you're a bitch. You know that? In the words of Cynthia G, you're a nab. If you don't know what a nab is, I'm sure the ladies here in the comments do. That's the reason why you feel that way. Because nowhere did I say that this was all men, but what I said is we do have a problem with men. You know what I'm saying? So accept that. You know what I'm saying? And I can, as far as you go, Maso Smooth, I already tore you up. Why are you still here? Do you like abuse? Are you into BDSM? Why are you still here? Like what I'm not talking to you. Like I don't know what we're talking about. Let's see. Hey, bougie auntie, how you doing, sis? Let's see here. Maso Smooth, I didn't name call you, and I really need you to understand that. I really didn't. I told you the truth. I didn't name call you. Nothing that I said was a name call. Everything that I said was completely accurate. Okay? Comfy says you're happily married for 18 years. Well, I've been happily married for 15 years, so I'm not too far behind you, Comfy. And if that's the case, then why are you here? Why don't you go do something else? You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to, talk to strange women. Like, what are we doing? Let's see here. You know what? Sean Hill says you may not be, but it sounds like it. It sounds like it to you, Sean Hill, because you feel attacked by what I'm saying to you. And it's really just that simple. Reality Sage says, so basically you hate men as a whole. Okay. You know what? I think this is so perfect that this is happening because, I just said earlier, like the white T man that commented in here, and he said that men were very rarely emotional, but women were emotional daily. Do you see all of these men that are very emotional and in their feelings because I said some things about men? Nowhere did I say that it was all men. But all of these men feel personally attacked and in their feelings because it must apply to them. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. So, yeah. And, Queso says here, let's see here. You're looking at celebrities and putting it on men. No, I'm not looking at celebrities and putting it on men. Men exhibit this behavior every day. Men exhibit the behavior of not wanting what they dish out, which is why people talk about how like women are expected to accept men back from cheating because they're just a man and men can't help it and men are sexually undisciplined. But if a woman cheats, then that's the end of the world for her. She got to go. She's a 304. He's got to dump her. All of these things. Now, I will say on men's behalf, a lot of it is because men really just won't tolerate that type of treatment. And women have been brainwashed by the patriarchy to feel like they have to. But it's still the same. Yeah. Let me keep going. Blurty Bites. You can answer the question 3 if you would like. Nothing that I said was sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? Now, Austin Douglas, I don't know what you're talking about. But cause I can't tell if you're YT or not, but you're talking about, I don't know if you're trying to say the N word or what, but you about to get blocked. Ryan Land, or I guess that's your name, says the moment she used the word patriarchy, I stopped listening. Ryan, let me tell you something. Do you think that I care what a flower ranger has to say or to think about? I think you're in the wrong space, Ryan. I really do. So let me go ahead and block you and help you to get out of here because I promise you this is not for you. It's not. Blocked. Yeah. I'm just letting y'all know off the rip. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I'm not going back and forth with YT men about anything. Nathaniel. Now I will address black men. That's cool, but YT men, if you think that during Black History Month I'm going to go back and forth with you, I don't even do it in any other month, but I'm definitely not going back and forth with y'all on Black History Month. Like y'all can't possibly be freaking serious. You think I care what y'all think? Y'all think I care about y'all perspectives? You think I care about it? Y'all are the original creators of the oppression of women. Black men just want to follow behind y'all for whatever reason, but y'all are the original ones that were like, get in the kitchen and cook me something, I'm gonna knock your teeth in. So why would I ever talk to white men about, oh my gosh, let me just, let me keep going. Let's see here. Queso says women and men do the same things, but both teams put it on each other. Okay, so that's not true. Only one group is unaliving the other group at high rates. I think you know who that is, right? Oh, okay. Thanks so much, P Money. Tanitra, girl, he had to go. I was like, what are you talking about? You talking about he stopped listening. Like, do you think I care that you stopped listening, sir? Like, go somewhere. Don't you got some, man, I can't even say what I was about to say here on TikTok. But yeah, like, it can't be serious. No. There's just no possible way I'm going to go to have any type of discussions with the others. I just can't do it. And I refuse to do it. Man. Let's see here. Let me see here. Epicus says, hypocrite, I'm gonna block you because I already know you're YT. Bye. Y'all, you know what I wish that YT people would understand is that you may be affected when someone calls you a racist or someone says something to you like that because, you're being, discriminatory to black people. But I promise you, because of all the things that you have historically done to every other demographic, especially black people, do you think that I care if you say anything to me about morals or racism or discrimination? Why would I ever talk to the originators of all of these things about it? Why would you ever make me feel bad? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? I just, that's just mind boggling to me. Like, that y'all would ever think that I would care. You have no morals collectively. Why would I listen to you about anything that would be regarding morality? Like, that makes no sense. That's like me listening to Jeffrey Dahmer about, like, how not to be a cannibal. Like, I would be like, excuse me, sir, you was out here eating people, but you want to tell me about what? Like, what? Okay. Anyway, let me keep going. Meso Smooth says tearing down the other gender isn't the solution at all. Meso, why are you still here? You're a goofy. Okay? Me telling the truth is not tearing the gender down. What I said is facts. Period. Men cannot dish what they take out. That's a fact. That's a fact. Men constantly talk about that they are not emotional. But then at the same time say that, she should have did that. The reason why he unalived her is because she hurt his feelings. Women got to know that you don't talk to a man like that. You don't treat a man like that. However, men can do a woman the most craziest, bogus way. And then all of a sudden, if she starts crashing out, she's crazy. Oh, she crazy. I don't understand why she didn't just accept me mistreating her and suck it up when men would never do the same. That's the truth. That is a factual statement. Now, if you think that I'm saying every single solitary man, that's on you. But it's definitely a problem with the collective of men. And it's just that simple. Now, I'm tired of a lot of y'all coming in here and getting y'all G-strings in a bunch because you feel personally attacked by the things that I said. That's on you. Period. That's on you. I don't know what to tell you. And Rapping, who says neither can women, lies. Women accept men that have done ungodly things to them. Women accept men that have beat the brakes off of them, almost put them in the dirt. Women have accepted men that had babies on them. Women accepted men that's cheated on them. Women accept men that come to them out of nowhere and say they want to have an open relationship or they want to have threesomes or this, that, and the third. Tell me the ratio of how many men would engage with another man just because they were afraid of losing their woman. None. And maybe 1% of men. He gonna tell her, bye, see you later. I'm not engaging with another man just to make you happy. There are plenty of women that do that, though. Anyway, Meso says that's their fault. They can always leave. Yes, they can always leave. They absolutely can. That's why I'm having a live now about this. But women have been brainwashed to prioritize men and their emotions and feelings. Because y'all control the media and y'all brainwash women into feeling like it's okay for a man to do certain things and it's not right for a woman to do certain things. Like, what are you talking about? But I should have known, like I said, anybody that takes a picture with a shoe around their neck, I already know that, like, you're not capable of having a rational conversation. Anyways, let me see here. Let's see here. David Jenkins says black women willingly pimped by a system Willie Lynch fulfilled. David Jenkins, you look to be a YT man. Number one, I need to tell you something since you're a complete idiot. Willie Lynch is not a real letter, goofball. It's already been debunked. Okay, dummy. Number two, nobody's willingly pimped by the system, dummy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm gonna send you a request to get in the box because I would love to hear what you have to say because I just want to see if you black or not. Like, that's what I want to know because I know you ain't get yourself up here to say that. Like, what are you talking about? Meso, I'm about to block you, all right? Cuz I'm getting tired of your comments. You're not bringing anything to the chat except getting on my nerves. So let me go ahead and block you. Bye-bye. Your time's up. Bye. All right. As I was keep going cuz he had to get blocked. Like he was just getting on my nerves. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. King Inc. says TikTok women always have the most crazy topics. Are y'all okay? Well, TikTok also has the most crazy commenters. Are you okay? Because by the judging of your profile picture, your tattoo work sucks. You need to be an apprentice somewhere because it's trash. Okay? Let me keep going. Hey, how you doing, supervillain? Hey, how you doing, sis? Okay. Let's see here. B. Alexander says, who deducted? Oh, the same people that deduct Egypt. I'm not quite for sure what you're saying. Like, I'm a little confused. By that. I'm confused. I'm not understanding what you mean. David Jenkins is not letting you in here. I'll drop you and re-add you again so that you can come up. Like, because I don't know what was going on. So let me re-add you because I really want to hear what you got to say. Let me go back up and see if I can find your picture so I can re-add you up. David Jenkins. David Jenkins, please send me another request so that you can get in this box. It just kept thinking. It didn't let you up. So I really want you to come up here. I'm going to send you another request. If y'all could please like this live because people are hating and trying to report it, which is really disturbing to me. Like, and it's crazy because y'all will constantly say that like women are in their feelings and emotional and they take words and all of these things. And it's crazy because y'all y'all can't handle any type of pushback or anything. It's absolutely crazy. Mecca says women can't have kids unless the man chooses to. Men can't have kids either unless the woman chooses to let him. So what exactly was that? What type of comment was that? And also, do you know there's a thing called sperm banks? And men are so sexually undisciplined that a woman that wanted to have a child could literally have one by anybody at any time. She could just say, "Hey, how you doing, sir? Come over here and do that," and he would. So what are you talking about?
I was reiterating a point trying to prove to a man in the comments. He said that women choose to have kids unwillingly, and that's not the case. Women don't choose to have kids unwillingly. Some of them ask men not to nut in them, and they still do it willingly, is what I was trying to reiterate.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah,
you. I
I'm on
got
your
you.
side, Queen. Don't worry. I'm just a masculine lesbian listening.
All right. I got you. I got you,
Right.
sis. I got you. Um, yeah. Like I said, I was waiting and hoping that David was gonna come in here. The David Jenkins or whatever his name was, because I was just flabbergasted that a white T man would come and talk about how black women get pimped by the system. And it's like, you mean the system that you and your ancestors are behind? Like, what are we talking about? Like, weird. Um, it's so funny. Like, it's like, white tea people can be part of the problem of something or the main problem, but they always want to throw it off like they have no idea that they're a part of it or they have a part to play. Strange. Hey, Supervilla, how you doing, sis?
I am good. Thank you again for doing Mother Nature's work. I had came up really quickly. I'll be back, but I wanted to comment on that comment that wise guy made about men or women rather getting pregnant by men and blaming men, which was really dumb. Trigger, if I may, I just want to point out that, and I love what you said because there are sperm banks available. Look at the cost of sperm banks versus the cost of surrogacy. And you tell me who's more important, which is more of value. Because you can get maybe a pizza with the contribution of your sperm, but maybe not. I'm saying the majority of y'all that come in here and talk smack about women getting pregnant could never, ever in your lifetime afford a surrogate. Even if you didn't want to deal with a woman. If a woman did not want to deal with a man, she could go to the sperm bank and have her baby. If a man didn't want to deal with a woman, you still could not afford a surrogate. So let's not act like whose value is not more important. I just wanted to point that out because they talk a lot of smack. But if women said, if women was like no, they'd have a hard time continuing what they wanted to do. They need to thank their lucky stars. It's just that a lot of women are still indoctrinated, and that is the only reason why some of them even have access today. I wanted to throw that up there because a lot of them are confused with the math. They already can't read very well, and obviously terrible at biology. I'll be back triggered. I just had to throw that up there because that was absolutely out of bounds. And that white tea person coming, the white tea male coming up, I'm so glad I missed that because I'm not prepared to be that triggered this morning, to be honest. So I'm gonna just go down in the comment section, try to get through my shift, but I'll probably be back up because I know something's gonna trigger me later on. It is definitely a triggered live, so it's nothing I don't expect. But thank you, sis, for doing Mother Nature's work. Y'all tap up the screen. The patience is a virtue, and you have the patience of a willow tree. Triggered, honestly. I appreciate you. I'm gonna drop down.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely agree with what Supervillain said, and I think that she's right, and I think that, like I said, a lot of times men overestimate their importance because what are we really talking about? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the most important thing that I really wanted to let me block this person, Zachariah, because what are you talking about? Um like it's so upsetting. Queso says we're talking about each other. Yes, we're talking about each other. Why else? What else would we do? But talk about each other. Will we be focused on anything else? That's such a stupid comment. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I think that's something that women should do more often is to, y'all said block clear marbles. Hold on. Where's clear marbles at, y'all? I don't see clear marbles. Let me see. Let me keep going. Oh yeah, I blocked them already. I blocked them already. The minute I saw them already, I blocked them already. The minute I saw them say that they couldn't be racist and they were white tea, I just blocked them. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that it's very important for women to stop and give you that grace. They won't. They will not. That's why I said when you look at like something simple like when it comes to like Offset and Cardi B, infidelity. Infidelity. Like you will have a woman that is a woman that is unfaithful or disloyal or gets caught entertaining other men. That is it. You know what I'm saying? Like it is absolutely it and over. Like men say, hey, get away from her. Like men say, hey, get away from her, leave her, dump her. And even if that man would say, like, hey, I'm glitching, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me clearly? Let me see if I can block some of these dudes in my chat. Hold on. Okay, I blocked a few dudes that was in here. Can y'all hear me now? Am I still going in and out? Let me know if I'm still going in and out. because I blocked some of the dudes that were in the chat. Okay. So can you hear me? Okay. You see, I see y'all can hear me now. Okay, what I was trying to say is that when it comes to women, right? You have a whole different way of thinking that men want women to behave versus women. Like, men don't give women any type of grace at all, period. Right? Like, if a woman is considered to be a cheater, she's considered to be entertaining other men or acting in a way that is not loyal to the man. That man is either going to break up with her or dump her, or his friends, his male friends, or even his mom is going to say, hey, you need to get rid of this woman. She doesn't need to be in your life, son. She's no good. But when a man is acting up, cheating, disloyal, undisciplined, has a baby on you or something like that, a lot of people encourage the woman to stay. And the reason why these things happen is because women, we constantly give men a grace that is not afforded to us. And it enables men to live in delusion, which is exactly why you have somebody like Offset, who cheated on Cardi B the entire marriage, now mad that this woman is messing with Stefan Diggs or whatever his name is. And he's over here posting pictures of women filled with hot dogs, or, the little hot dog thing that he put on his TikTok. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? That is some audacity. That is some freaking audacity. But once again, the reason why that's able to happen
Hi,
is
Naomi.
because
My name is Angela. I'm a licensed agent with DocuQuote, and I'm calling because I have a client who had a policy.
Okay, I think that she didn't know that she requested up. I think that's what happened. So I think that's what happened with her. But anyway, so that's exactly what I was trying to say. That's the reason why, honestly, women don't, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't give men any type of grace. And the double standard is so very real. You know what I mean? But let me see what this person I just added up has to say. Go ahead, CYGG.
I agree with that, what you said. I do agree with that. Women do give men a lot of grace for it, but the reason why I do believe that women give men a lot of grace for it is because the stuff that they value. Like, if you hear, some of those women who be in that position, I'm not talking about the women who don't be in that position, but the women who are put in those positions, they'll usually attack the other woman and say, oh, well, he takes care of me, but he don't take care of you. They go into that comparison thing where it's like, you know what? Even though this man is stepping out on both of us, I'm going to attribute me having a leg up on you because he gives me more money. He pays more of my bills. Instead of holding a man accountable to their loyalty, they hold him accountable to what he does that make him feel better than the woman that he cheated on with, which I don't understand it. I don't get it. I feel like you should, key in on the dude who's doing the cheating. But I feel like, I guess since some women feel like, well, since the cheating has already happened, I need to find something else to at least, kind of soothe it, or at least feel like I got a leg up in some type of way on the other woman. But far as the Offset and Cardi B thing, I also agree to that, but I also agree both of them found their matches. Cardi B was moving away. She found Offset. Offset found Cardi B. Both of them not doing nothing too different. Like you said, Offset just don't like the results that he getting, but he been doing the same thing. She ain't doing no different than him.
Well,
It's pretty much the same.
well, first I wanted to say, as far as the first thing that you said, I think that you made a point there. Some women do what you said. They do use the idea that the other man's taking care of them and stuff like that. And I have seen women do that. And I have seen women come in and attack the woman when the person that really needs to be attacked is the man. You're definitely right about that too. But I still think that all of that goes under the umbrella still that women have been brainwashed to feel like they need to give men a grace for doing that because men for some reason can't help it and women should be able to help it. But I still think that you made points there with what you said. And as far as the Offset and Cardi thing, I think Offset started all of the cheating and definitely the cheating publicly and openly and doing all the things behind her back. She's just decided to go ahead and I guess and respond in kind at this time. So I think that he's like 100% responsible for what's going on because of his disloyalty. You know what I mean? But once again, You know, he had several baby mamas before they got married. So it's not like she should have been able to realize that you know, he was not a trustworthy or decent dude from the jump. But I don't think that Cardi B is the villain, and I don't like her. So I don't want anybody to think I'm a fan of hers. I'm not. But I don't think that she's the villain in this scenario at all. It's wholeheartedly him. He's the one that had this breakdown.
To be honest, I don't think either one of them the villain. I think
So
he said,
you don't think Offset cheating on his wife and having threesomes with women and embarrassing her when she wasn't doing any of that to him, that didn't start him off being a villain?
I'm not gonna say that's not bad. Trust me, that's bad. Like that's villainous. But the reason why I'm saying is I feel like both of them already knew that both of them was doing weird, crazy stuff and didn't display any form of healthiness to bring into a marriage. Like when you got two people moving like that and
What was
just
she
getting
doing to
married,
him publicly? What was she doing to him publicly before they got married that embarrassed him in a way that he embarrassed her?
you know, of course, Offset didn't like her past pictures that came out, but you
That don't
already
have
got to
nothing to
see.
do with nothing
Yeah,
though.
that,
That
that's
he
why
chose to marry
that's
her.
what
So
I'm
that
about. That's what I'm
yeah.
about to say. Like that was done before him, but you know, you got some dudes. Even though they seen you do something before them, they would still hold that over your head as if
Yeah,
you
but
know
that
that's
still
crazy.
doesn't make them equal. Like
Oh no,
that's
I agree. I agree
yeah.
with that. But that's what I'm saying. That's something that he uses, which is crazy because it's like you met her doing this. So why is this now a thing that you use against her as a way to say, well, you've been doing it. Yeah, you knew she'd been doing it the same way she knew you've been doing something. Y'all still chose that. So why are you anchoring her past against her as a reason to do something present day, if that makes sense? But that's how you know some people like that give an excuse for their decisions, if that makes sense. They excuse their behavior by using something that you did that wasn't even associated with them as a way to say, well, you did this, so I'm gonna do this. So in his mind, it makes sense for him to do what he did because how Cardi used to behave before him. But which I don't get. If you felt like that was gonna be that way, why marry her in the first place? Why put a ring on her finger? Why propose to her? Why say I'm gonna make this the mother of my children? If that was a concern you had before you got with her.
Yeah, I don't think that that was a concern he had at all. I don't think he cared at all. I think that's just like an excuse or a throw off for people to use to make it like she's responsible at all for some reason for his behavior. She not. He was trifling. It didn't matter if he married a nun. He was still gonna do the exact same thing that he did to her. It wouldn't matter if whatever woman he had was a virgin and had a spotless past. He was still gonna do exactly what he did to Cardi to any woman that he got with. That's just how he is. Like that, you can tell that he's a shisty dude with no morals.
Exactly.
Like
That's how
it
he
was gonna
moves.
happen to whoever he chose. So I don't think bringing up her past or her dancing or pictures or anything is like something that should be brought up because it literally had nothing to do why he made the choices that he made. He made the choices because he's a bogus Negro, and
Yeah, and
it's
that's
really
why you
just
putting
that
them hot
simple.
dogs and stuff like that because he's attributing that, hey, she done done this before. She done been out here, 304 and around, but it's like,
But how dare you,
you know
as a
what I'm
man, say
saying?
that somebody's 304 when you're the biggest 304 of all time? What's the difference? And once
Exactly.
again, that is like I said, it's a whole man versus woman thing. Because if what is the difference between you thought and me thoughting? Is it because you're a man you feel like you can thought and not be judged for it, but all of a sudden you putting all these hot dogs and trying to act like I'm a thought? Like it's plenty of times she wasn't doing nothing with nobody or entertaining anybody, and she wasn't that. And he was still doing everything under the sun. So I don't feel like he has the nerve or should be mentioned about anybody doing anything sexually with anybody. He has no room to talk
But
at all.
you gotta
And if she
understand
wanted
that's
to
why.
go and sleep with 50 dudes, that would be in her right after everything that he's put her through. And publicly embarrassing her, publicly playing in her face. It ain't even like she could go through these things in private. He was doing these things in public, girls being able to come to her and talk about how they been with her dude. So I just yeah.
You gotta understand when he kept her pregnant, she was pregnant, so she couldn't move around. So, all right, if she's pregnant, she can't really move around. Now I can move around, but she done had her babies. Now she has the chance to do what she wanted to do as well, which is different from him too. Because hey, at least I knew where you was. It's one of those things like, hey, as long as I know where you at, I ain't got to worry about you moving. So that's another thing that's sad for him as well, because you're like, hey, well, at least when she was pregnant, and I had her with babies, I ain't expect her to move around. But now he get to actually see her move around and give her the same treatment. Well, give him the same treatment he was giving her. So that's another reason why he don't like that as well.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. I'll just say I really feel like moving forward, I think that this should really apply to all races of women, not just Black women. You know, this really isn't just a Black woman thing, but I really do think that women should not give men any type of grace or acceptance or understanding of anything. I think that the first time they, do something that is extremely egregious to you, disrespect, that's cheating, extreme disrespect, physical violence, verbal abuse, whatever, I believe that those men should be cut off the very first time. Like no grace given. No, oh, I understand. Oh, I shouldn't have said this to you. Oh, you're supposed to talk to a man in a different way, and I didn't talk to you like that. I think that more men would get it together if women would start doing a one strike rule. That's it. One strike, you're out. Period. No grace, no giving. And I really do feel like that's the best way to handle men, and that is something that they respond well to. And and either they respond well to it or they're gone. So either way, you're benefiting. Either you get rid of somebody that's not supposed to be there, or you have a man that's in control and he's using self-discipline because he knows that the first time it's his last time. And if he truly values you and your presence and what you bring to his life, then he'll make sure that he doesn't mess up. And I think that a lot of times we act like men are not capable of this, but men are capable of this. They are very capable of this. We treat men like they're stupid, like they don't know any better. And other men also treat men like they're stupid and they don't know any better. But I do believe it's a purposeful thing. And it's purposeful because if you think a man is stupid and he doesn't know no better, you'll be more quick to forgive. Like, oh, he couldn't help it that he had intercourse with that girl. He just, she came on to him. His thing had a mind of its own. He just couldn't help it. It was a mistake. You know how they tell you we're all human. Once you start giving into that type of grace and that type of stupidity, that's where you already lost, because 9 times out of 10, a man would never get that off to you. Imagine if you told a man, oh, I just saw this man at Whole Foods and he was just so sexy and attractive, and he talked to me and he came on to me, and I have a high sex drive and I just couldn't help it. I couldn't help but to do it to him in the parking lot in the back. It's my nature. I'm biologically hardwired to do this. There would be no man that would accept that coming from you. Why is it that women accept this type of bull from men? Like, I'm telling you, one strike and one strike, period. That's what all women should start doing. And if all women started doing that and challenging men, and men that had women that they really liked and cared about, and they messed up that one time and a woman just said, nah, we're done, and she really meant that, and she really stood on business, and she really never dealt with that man, more men would be pressured to become better people. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's all I'm
I was
saying.
gonna ask, could I ride off that men's nature thing? Because I done had an argument with somebody about that when they say, well, it's in a man's nature to do this. When a woman cheats, it's this, and when a man cheats, it's not as bad, because I'm like, okay, if a man cheats, it's not as bad because it's just for smacks or whatever. Then why would you risk a marriage? Why would you risk losing your family by something so meaningless? Why is something that's so meaningless you can't control that? If it's so small, then it should not be something that, is without your control. You should be able to discipline that if it's so meager compared to when a woman does it. And that right there is what I don't understand. I don't allow people to get those excuses. And if you allow people to get away with those excuses, get what they're going to do. They're going to do it. They're going to take it and say, oh, well, that's just a man being a man. No, not all men are like, you know what I'm saying, are like that. Not all men are no Offsets. Not all men are no Cam Newtons, Nick Cannons, and all that. No, there's a plethora of people out here. All men are not a monolith. All women are not a monolith. We're all different. But it depends on who you let go with that. Because if you keep letting people go with that, then you're not going to set no boundaries around it. We got to learn how to set boundaries around it, so those people can't even get in close to you to do that to you. And if they do happen to do it, cut them off completely. So I agree with you on everything you said on that one.
All right, let me go over here to Supervillain. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Thank you, Trig. And let me, I came up to piggyback off you and what CYGG said, but first of all, because I have to do my separatist feminist thing, I do not believe in good men. I believe there are men who can do good things. It's absolutely all men. For me, this does not reflect on what Trigger thinks, but I just cannot be in a panel with him saying not all men and me not saying it's definitely all men. I want to piggyback real quick off what he was saying about oh, Lord, I just lost my point of thought. Let me go back to what you were saying, Triggered, and I'll get back to him. I agree. Do not give these men grace. Do not take your foot off their necks. I suggest, because, and a lot of them, because whenever we talk about these things, they like to bring in religion and morality. The biggest example is Jesus the Christ. I mean, if your man, or if the man that's pursuing you cannot walk on water, if he cannot feed millions with a loaf of bread, if he cannot heal the blind, if he cannot be resurrected after a couple of days of being nailed to a cross, then you should not be messing with him. The record was set a long time ago. It's one of the most told stories of all time. A lot of people believe in it. So this is something that's possible. If your man cannot do these things, or if the man pursuing you cannot do these things, y'all need to leave him alone. He's just no good. If absolutely cannot walk on water, he's no good. Leave them alone. I wanted to talk about the men versus cheating thing that CY was saying. Um, and again, Triggered, I say when these dudes talk about good morning, women, please look up in the sky and make sure the sun is out because they lie for no reason. Men say that when they cheat, it's for no reason, and when women cheat, it's emotional. So then there should be no man calling any woman a 304. Because if she's sleeping with a man, it's because she's emotional. She's in love with him, right? That means there is no such thing as 304s. Y'all have to pick a side and stick to it. Either women are promiscuous out here and sleeping with everybody, or women are falling in love with every man they sleep with. Y'all gotta figure out which side y'all wanna be in so we can navigate accordingly after that. Again, none of their theories ever make sense. Stop listening to men. The contribution is minuscule at best. Why are we letting them even in the conversation half the times? I don't understand. Not a reflection on you, Trigger. I mean in general, not just specifically this live. And I think I'm gonna yield there.
Super villain. I think that the last thing you said, you definitely made a very good point. The fact of that men constantly say that women, they really like that man, they really feel connected to that man to have intercourse with him. And that, I think that's like actually a great point that you made, like for real. And I think that men really focus on double standards. You know what I'm saying? And things that don't make any sense in order to get women to fall in line and to do the things that they want them to do, which is basically always boils down to women accepting, poor treatment. And I think a thing that is really important to realize is that because a lot of men will try to make it like, it's just a few. It's just a few rogue men that believe this.
Hi
Or
guys.
hey, how you doing? Like it's a few rogue men, that mistreat women or believe these things, when we know that it's a very large portion, a collective of men to believe in these things. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep going so everybody can get a chance to talk. Let me go first to Leah, and then we'll go to Naya.
Naya. Okay, let me lock in. I'm ready. I'm charging up right now.
All right. Okay. Go ahead, Leah. Let me send you a question just in case you can't turn your mic on, Leah. Go ahead, Leah. Elise. You there, Leah? If not, I'll go to Naya and then I'll come back to you, Leah.
Ready.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead, Naya. I'll come back to
All
Leah.
right. Listen, the thing is, a lot of men, you know what? They're at war with themselves. I mean, people in general, honestly, men, women, whatever, it doesn't matter. But they want to punish you because they're punished in their own minds, and it's sad. We need to pray for them, honestly. We
Okay.
need to pray for them because listen, I used to be mad too. But then I realized I'm like, yeah, they just need prayers, man. Like, These
All right.
people are going through a lot in their own minds, and then they want to put you through a lot. They want to cheat on you. They want to be like mean to you. They want to just do weird things to you because they're weird in their own soul. So we need to pray.
All right, Naya. Okay, so let me go over here. Leah, you there? I'm gonna send you another request to turn your mic on. You there, Leah? You there, you there, you there, you there. Okay, I'll just say this. I think that, a better way to fix this situation is just what I said earlier, not trying to, act like, I have all the answers, but I really do think it all starts with women. And it all starts with what women allow and what women won't allow. And I think that if women acted more like men act towards them, I feel like women would be better off. I think that when men have like certain standards, they're not willing to change those standards for a woman, not even for the love of a woman. And I'll give y'all a perfect example. It's like, when you talk about like a girl that, let's say that she did OnlyFans, or she did corn, or she did something like that. And let's say there was a man, he didn't know she hid it from him that, she was doing that type of thing. And, he finds out, and let's say he's deeply in love with her at that point. He would leave her just because of how it looks that he's with a girl that's been in that type of industry. He would care because of what his friends would say, his mom would say, his dad would say. He would go ahead and leave her regardless. There would be no grace given. But for some reason, there are women willing to bend their standards all over crazy for the love of a man. He could be for the streets. He could have a million baby mamas. He could have a million kids here and there. He could have just did a 5-year prison bid. All of these different things that women are willing to accept and overlook for the love of a man, which is insane. But men never change their standards for women, even if they like her, even if they think she's attractive. They will not do it. Like when it comes to their standards about, their fake standard of morality that they put on women, not on themselves, but only on women. You know what I'm saying? Like when they talk about body count and this, that, and third, men would never. But women know a man is for the streets and he been all around the world. And a woman like, oh, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem for me. Women have got to stop giving men grace and understanding. That's the only way we'll get anywhere, is if women treat men the way that they treat them. And I really think it's around the board. It's just like how when men get in their feelings about something, they get dogged out, how they want to go pew pew up the place. They want to go unalive the chick. They want to go do this, that, and the third. But when women get dogged out in the worst way, women just sit somewhere and go cry. That's another reason why men feel like they can do whatever they want without consequence, because women never respond the same way that men do. And I think that if women did that more, men would be better people. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, they would be better people. Imagine if a dude was out here, I personally knew a man that was sleeping with his baby mama and his baby mama's sister. Like, knew it for sure. Now, imagine if a woman was doing that to a man and he unalived her or something like that. That would be the end. People, there would be so many dudes rationalizing that away, like, oh, that's what you get. You don't play with a man's feelings. You don't sleep with his brother. You don't do this, that, and the third. So more women think carefully about the way they approach certain men and doing certain things. What if women did things like that? Oh, you was cheating. Never mind. I can't even say it on social media. But you know what I'm saying? What if women did these things? That's all I'm saying. Women should just start doing more things that men do, and men would get right. They don't, because they rely on the humanity of women. They rely on the morality of women, because we all know that women have a way higher standard of morality than men do. So, and statistics and facts and crime and everything else prove that. Before anybody says, oh, that's just your opinion, it's not my opinion. Men commit the majority of all unalivings, the majority of all violent acts, the majority of all forcible rape, 99.1% of all of that. So, yeah, your morals are in the crapper compared to women. It's just that simple. But all right, let me go over here to Leah. Go ahead, Leah. You ready now? Let me send you a request. You ready, Leah? Da da da. Somebody's reporting to live. Let me see. Can y'all hear me?
Hear you, but I'm on a panel, so it may be different.
Okay, so can y'all hear me in the chat, y'all? because if it's somebody reporting it live, I'm just gonna go through and block dudes again. That's what I did the last time. Which is just ridiculous. Let me see if I see any dudes in here. Is that a man? Yes, it is. You're getting blocked. Hold on. Let me block you. Boop, you're gone. Let's see. I'm gonna block this person too. Sorry, you got a blank. I don't know who you
Just tell
are.
the chat to tap the screen for engagement and type some comments if you can.
Okay, you guys, please tap the screen. I blocked 2 more people. Yeah. So Leah, you there, Leah? I'm gonna go ahead and wait on her, I guess, since she did unmute herself when I was in the process of talking. But anyway, y'all, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that if women would be more like men when it comes to certain things, of course not everything, but when it comes to certain things, I really do believe that things would get better. I really do. I think that men rely on women's soft heart and kind spirit to continue to, you know, do certain things. And also what I think is that men make excuses for other men, even when they don't realize it. Even when they don't realize it, just like how the guy that was up here, how he was like, it was Offset and Cardi. It wasn't Offset and Cardi. It was him. That girl married him and planned on being with him. I don't care what her past was. I don't care what she was doing. She wanted to be with that man. She wasn't talking to nobody else. Didn't no dudes come out the woodwork and say she did nothing with them until he started doing a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just like, come on now. That was totally him. And to try to put it on her too minimizes the behavior of the men. And I think men do that sometimes without even realizing. You know what I mean? I've grown accustomed to expecting it. You know what I mean? I've grown accustomed to expecting it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to find some way to defend or protect bad behavior. Go ahead, Leah.
Hi.
Hey.
So, sorry about that. Okay, so are we staying on one or are we going through all of them?
It's whatever you want to do, sis. It's up to you.
Okay. So Offset, Cardi B, men cannot take what they, okay, Offset, Cardi B. So for that one, you get what you dish, you can't be mad. She's moved on. She had her heartbreak. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys, I really do think that if women want to get anywhere, and really I'm specifically talking to black women, we got to do it. Go ahead,
Yep.
Leah.
If I could, she had her heartbreak, she shed her tears, she went live, and now she moved on to what might be better for her. Two, men cannot take what they dish out. No, they can't. Because they live by a double standard ideology, and they made that up in their own brain, and they told themselves they have to live by that. Why are men's emotions important when they are supposed to be unemotional? Well, clearly that's a lie, and like the Bible says, all men lie, so they're not unemotional, which is why they are emotional. Wouldn't a woman's emotions be more important? If we are emotional, they should be. But when you are into yourself and the society is catered to your own views as the male person, as a male, then you're not programmed to cater to other people's emotions, if that makes sense. Do not give men any grace. I agree, because they all need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable to the fullest extent, and they need to grow up. And the only way we are going to have changes in this world is if they are held accountable to the fullest extent, not just punished, but held accountable, meaning expected to do better, not they tried, they failed, now they're punished. No, you're not even tolerated, you're not even looked at, addressed, dealt with until you are better. And I land.
Okay, all right, I got you, Leah. Rock, you was in the comments saying something when Leah was speaking. What were you trying to say? Oh, sorry, I think I accidentally turned your mic off. You can go ahead and turn it back on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was basically agreeing with her. Men are emotional. I know I'm emotional. That's why I snap out like the way I do, because I don't like my feelings getting hurt. And when men actually get involved inside themselves and actually understand who they are as a person, they understand it. Honestly, I'm 34 years old and I know that I'm an emotional person, low key. You know, even though how tough I am, because I was always taught not to express your emotion. So, my emotion come out in anger, honestly, and in anger. So, yeah, we are emotional. Anger is a form of emotion. Yeah,
All
that's
right, all
all
right.
I'm saying.
Okay. All right, I got you, Rock.
Yeah.
Did you have something to say, supervillain, at all?
Yes, I would like to piggyback off when you were talking about women's behavior. And just like my girl Coco in the comments, women need to start being more mean. I make it my personal duty daily on this app to be very mean to men. Men need to understand that not all women are nice. I revel in being mean to them. It's a great way to practice your vocabulary. You can pick out different words to, curse them out or belittle them.
I
A
don't
lot
like
of
that.
these men need to be put in their place
That's mean.
because I'm gonna admit there's a lot of women that blow up these dudes' ego. I mean, they act like mowing the lawn or changing the tire is rocket science. That's why these dudes are moving the way they are moving, which a lot of them don't even know how to do that anymore, which is super weird. But women definitely need to start moving in or navigating men differently. Differently. My suggestion has always been separatism, use them for DNA and labor purposes only. But if you do want to feel like have to be in community with men, don't, like you said in number five, don't give them no grace. Make sure you're very strict. They do very well in strict environments. If you notice, they're very good in the military. Men are actually very submissive. Once they have someone to make them subordinates, they take instruction very well. They often do well. Even like, I think some of the most safest men, if that's a possible thing, don't put me on record, are monks. And monks live in some of the strictest environments like on earth, and those are some of the least problematic men. So we got to be mean and be strict with them. I believe we need to start moving in that way, navigating with them very strictly, very meanly, very matter of factly. I yield.
Okay. All right, all right, all right, supervillain. I mean, I definitely agree with you. But like I've been said that I think that because men, in my opinion, even though women sometimes lie to themselves and think that men are word based, they're not. They're action based. They say things to women because some women take words, they confuse words with action. A man says that he feels this way, but he doesn't show that he feels that way, and some women believe that, which is absolutely stupid. But you have to believe a man's actions and what he's doing, and that will tell you, what his mentality is. And I think all of that goes into you also being action based, which is telling that man how he should treat you by the way you respond. Cause you telling the man, oh, I'm gonna leave you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you never do, he's not gonna respect you. I remember my mom telling me a long time ago, like this was like when I was a kid. I think I was like a teenager. I wasn't dating or doing anything. She told me, like, when you get older, just know that never tell a man that you're going to leave. Never do that. Never tell him you're going to leave and don't leave. Because then he'll no longer believe nothing that you're going to do. That you're not going to do what you say. And I really do believe that if women were to, like I said, just be stand on business and say, hey, they say they're gonna do something, do it, and things would be so much better. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really wholeheartedly do believe that. But I don't know how many women, we can get on board with that, because just as many as women that there are that believe that this should happen, there are plenty of women that don't. Plenty of women that will give men a whole bunch of grace. Just like that one. Have y'all seen that lady that she's on TikTok, and she said that her boyfriend of 7 years did not get her anything for Valentine's Day. And then he was trying to tell her that he ordered her something and she didn't believe him. And then she made another video after all the women told her that he should have got her something and stuff. She posted a video that he did get her something after he saw the TikTok videos. And then she was saying that, yeah, she knows that she's settling and, you know, she'll stop settling when she's ready and all that other craziness. And that's what I mean. Women like that. It's women like that that are around that are, you know, always going to, you know, defeat anything that other women that are actually intelligent are talking about. So we need to get more women on one accord, you know, because if a man's whole idea is basically lowballing a woman and not really pouring into her, doing anything for her, and you say you're going to leave him because of that, but then he's able to find another woman very quickly that doesn't require anything from him, well, dang, now you're causing a problem because you're still allowing men to feel like they can give you bottom of the barrel treatment, and it's always going to be a woman that's willing to accept it, and that's just embarrassing. But yeah, that lady, she was bugging, like for real, for real. Yuck. Like I felt sorry for her. Did y'all see that? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Have y'all seen that?
I haven't. I haven't seen it, but I was on a live before I came to this one, and when you said women need to start like banding together, kind of be on one accord, I agree, because morning. I just agree because it's even the older generations too. They're still talking about how, oh, you know, the government tore the BOK families up with the system, and I'm just like thinking in my mind, like, I'm not saying none of that didn't happen, because maybe there might be some truth to that, but I always thought that it was because BOK and other races of minorities or whatever kind of were running rampant throughout, you know, the community, creating pregnancies with women they were never intending on building a life with. And then they dip off and they go live their lives elsewhere and leave the woman who was kind enough to allow the child to grow inside of her and live, you know, a good quality life, who might have ended up becoming, you know, the next whatever, the next teacher, the next doctor, the lawyer, you know. The system that was built, it kind of helped us, you know what I mean? It helped whoever was in need. So for any older BLK woman to say, oh, you know, they tore down the BLK men, like, you know what these men were doing. You know what they were doing out here. You knew they weren't in the homes. They weren't trying to stay. They were on, you know, utilizing narcotics. You know, they were being they were unaliving. They were being, you know, unhinged over any little thing. They were putting people's lives in jeopardy. They weren't fitting to be in the household because their lives weren't together. So that's why we needed the assistance. So yeah, land.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you said. I don't know. Like I have these lives and stuff like this, but I don't know how much of, you know, an impact it's making, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I hope more women, you know, I come across more women like you, Leah, super villain, and a lot of the ladies in the chat, to where like we can actually make a difference. I really do, because I think that if we don't, I feel like America is going to be another, you know, it's the birth rates are already going down, but I do think that they're going to plummet even further, you know, across all racial classifications, because we're black, but there are other people of other races having these same, you know, discourses on being tired of the treatment that men are giving to the women in their respective communities, and the domination and the trying to tell women what to do by not, and simultaneously not pouring into them and all that other stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get worse, you know what I'm saying, before it gets better. But you know, that's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know.
I agree.
Rock,
It
did you have?
should.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Leah. Oh no, go ahead.
Not saying I agree. It should get worse. It should get worse because why continue to bring people into this earth. I was trying to say earth and world at the same time, but earth, when they're just not they're not creating the world to be a welcoming place anymore. There's just too much to have to do, to worry about. You can't focus on creating life and making sure it's a healthy one, and you can't. You're too busy trying to just live. And if you're not too exhausted by 50, you might make it to see your retirement.
Yeah.
So they don't, it should drop. It should drop until things change.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that you're wrong. All
I
right,
can
let me go
agree.
over here to supervillain, and then I'll go to Rock.
Thank you. And I wanted to go back to number one, the upset Cardi B thing. And I'm a barb myself, so I haven't been really following what's been going on, but I've seen like snippets on TikTok. I do want to say this is another example, and I bring this up because I need women to see the light. Again, you know me, Triggered. I'm never up here for the enlightening of men. It's more of the enlightening of women. Um, Cardi B has moved on to, I'm not gonna say the most. What is he? A ball player or something? A football player has moved on to a football player. These are the same men telling you that because you have children, or that you're run through, or that you're promiscuous, this, that, and the third, that no man with money or high value, whatever that means to them, will want you. But she definitely moved on to the next ball player, right? This is why I say they don't believe in the same shit that they tell you every day. They don't even believe in it, because according to their record, Cardi B should be the last person who's able to move on so quickly. Is she not promiscuous? Doesn't she have a multiple amount of children? All that respectability politics and being politically correct that they talk about. Yet look how quick she moved on. And it's not no everyday man she moved on to. It's another rich celebrity. Again, I think half the problem is we're listening to men and taking them seriously when we should be ignoring them and dog walking them, to be quite honest. And I know that sounds so offensive for those who love men, but it just doesn't make any sense. They don't even believe in the rhetoric that they're selling you. But we as women are eating it up, and they're showing us every day they don't believe in half the shit that they're saying. Again, according to their records, if you even listen to the men on TikTok, Cardi B is the last man, a last woman, or type of woman that should be able to move on after having children, after being divorced, after this, that, and the third. She's not a modern woman. She has her own money. She has children. She's known for being promiscuous. Is that not what they say on this app every single day? Look who she moved on to. She didn't move on. Well, I ain't gonna say Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't know, because that doesn't only equal out to money. But she's not with a bum. And this is the thing. They tell us one thing every day, actively show us something different, yet we still, I don't know, give merit to what they say. Again, ladies, I come on this app every day and say, when these dudes tell you good morning, look up in the sky, make sure the sun is out. Because the lies are for absolutely no reason, but we still keep eating them up. I don't understand. I yield.
All right, supervillain. All right, go ahead, Rock.
Let's see, super villain. Hey, I respect everything you said. Let's see. Let me sum something up. I was married for like 9 years, legally married. I had my last name and everything. I didn't separate. We didn't separate because of infidelity or anything like that. Honestly, the reason why we separate is because I got tired being broke and she don't like the way I make my money. I make my money more because I'm a 4-time felon and stuff like that. Anyway, I make my money more dabbling in the streets verse, getting a job, and she's a full-fledged Christian. She don't believe in it. And I have always lifted her up. I believe in lifting a woman up. I believe a woman can't be dumb and a man smart. I don't like a dumb woman. And then when you talking about this Cardi B and all that stuff, and I tell a lot of women now, because I am dating now, and I've been dating for like a year now. We've been divorced for 3 years. So I've been dating for about a year now, and it's like the dating world is so fucked up. It's like don't nobody got morals, and every girl is like basing a relationship off of a celebrity relationship. See, they got contracts. See, they gotta look good for the public. You see what I'm saying? They gotta have something. They gotta keep matching their money. See, Cardi B money dropped when Offset left her because it was a duo thing. They got together for a duo, and then babies got involved. Now she's need to make her image look good, so she gets with somebody that probably got more money than Offset. I'm not into the social media stuff.
Rock, I think that you may be wrong. Cardi B is by far a bigger star than Offset. He's
Really?
fading, and yes, and once
Bro,
they solidify this divorce, I promise you, Offset will be right to not being cared about the same way that Quavo is. And you know what?
you right there.
I want
You
to make
right.
sure that I understand what you were saying. You said that you can't be with a dumb woman. Were you saying that your ex-wife was dumb,
No,
or
ma'am. No, ma'am. What I'm saying is, I can't be with a green woman that just allow me to get away with anything. I understand not giving grace and not giving me my praises for taking out the trash because she 9 years never once take out the trash. To this day, if I go over there to see my kids, when I go over there to see my kids, I'm waiting on them to wake up, literally. You know what I'm saying? Just flipping through TikTok. You see what I'm saying? They took a little nap. But anyway, I be waking them up around 12. Anyway, they've been up since 6. Anyway, long story short, I don't believe in giving, you know what I'm saying, praises when I take out the trash. If I fix something around the house, that's something I need to do. That's something I have to do being a man. That's something I have to do being a man. That's something I learned to do. It's just, man, it's just, girls are liars, y'all. As y'all know.
sir? I mean, I find this to be like a very strange conversation because you just said I find this to be like a very strange conversation because you just said that yourself that you were a 4-time felon, and
Yes, ma'am.
that means that clearly, like, whatever lifestyle that you were leading, you weren't successful in because you keep
No,
getting, yeah,
that's
whatever you went. But what I'm saying is you went to jail 4 different times, so that
mm-mm.
means that
No,
you
ma'am.
need
No,
to.
ma'am. Same charge. Same charge. It was
So
ran concurrent.
so
Yes,
how
ma'am.
did you how so you're okay, so you're saying you have 4 felonies from one particular instance.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
what you're
Yes,
saying?
ma'am. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Wrong place,
and
wrong
how
time.
long
Yeah.
were you
Yeah.
in prison?
Only 3 years. And never
Okay,
been back.
three.
I
I
came home in
think
2012. Ain't been
okay.
back.
I think that a lot of times I think when we get into like society, like when there's someone that's been incarcerated or you have a certain type of lifestyle, you begin to think that that's normal. It's not normal for you to have been incarcerated for 3 years,
It's
sir.
not.
It's
It's not.
not.
It's
So
certainly
what
not.
I'm
No, ma'am.
saying is that the smartest thing for you to do would have been to listen to your wife, would have been, even if you
I
can't make
did.
the money the
I
way that
did.
you want to, is to not dibble dabble in the streets at all, because that's never going to pay you the way that you need to. And even if you're in a situation where you're able to get some type of money, the karmic consequences, you reaping what you
Right.
sow, will
Yes,
always
ma'am.
come back to you in some way, form, or fashion. And
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes it may not be this life, it may be the next. You
I
know what I
believe in
mean?
that.
Maybe when you
I
pass on,
believe in that. You're
depending on
correct.
what,
You're
if
right.
you
You're
believe
right.
in God or not. But I just that what
You
you're
gotta hear me
saying is
out. Hear
just
me
not a
out
good
though.
way to be,
Hear me
is
out. You
what
gotta
I'm
hear me out.
saying.
Let me explain it. Let me elaborate because I just jumped from middle to end on that situation. Now with this, I was married and I did it. I did it, y'all. I did. I'm telling you. I'm not lying to you. You probably don't believe me. I can get vouch for you, but I did it, y'all. I remember working 80 hours so she could vouch, and I got a negative 10-cent check, y'all. It was so hard. I opened up my own company, a LLC, a EIN, the DUNS number. You got to have a business address to even get a loan, and it was just not turning out for my favor. And I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up. So the only way that I knew I could get up was to sell a little bud. Now, bud is legal in my state. It's legal. So I'm not really doing nothing wrong. I'm not selling like no hard drugs, like no crack or coke like that. No, I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't do none of that. So there wasn't really a problem. My problem and where I was being held down at was my finances. And me as a man, it started affecting me. It started affecting me personally because I am a man and I felt like I couldn't take care of my wife. You see what I'm saying? It was a me thing, and it wasn't that I wasn't doing my job. It wasn't, but I was in my head. Even though she kept on telling me you good, she was riding with me, y'all. She was riding with me tough. She was like, "You're doing good. All you can do is keep pushing, keep pushing." And she encouraged me tough, and I respect her for it so much. And she encouraged me. It was just a me thing. It was a me thing, and once it be, and see, This what a lot of women don't know, that a man don't tell them. When a man start feeling insecure about themselves, it kind of reflects on the closest thing to them. And so,
Hold on, Rock. Triggered. I just have a quick question. Did he answer any of the prompts? Because this is sounding like a very expensive therapy
oh,
session.
it's a do not give men any grace. And
Okay, okay. So
I
that's the
believe,
part
yes,
you're
ma'am,
talking about.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I
And then
just wanted to make sure.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, don't get. I believe that men do need grace. I really do. I believe that some dudes that's really out here that's like that really
Did
want
you
a
leave your wife,
relationship,
Rock? Rock, did
huh?
you leave or did she leave?
No, no, it was a mutual understanding. Like it was just because I don't want to leave. She feels like me, even selling weed can leave her to hell, and I respect that about her. You see what I'm saying? Even that's my best friend, yo. You know what I'm saying? To this day, that's my best friend. I respect her beliefs. I respect. That's what I'm saying. Some guys do need some grace. You know, everybody ain't out here just trying to scam and be a optimistic, not optimistic, opportunist type of guy. Everybody ain't out here trying to do that. Some niggas out here
I
really
mean,
like that.
I think I can speak for the ladies on the panel. I really do think that what we stay for point five does stay, and I don't think that men deserve any grace. I think that if your wife, or your ex-wife had not given you grace in the first place, she wouldn't be in a situation with a fractured family home, with her
100%
children
right.
being somewhere and you being somewhere else and you coming to visit them and her taking more of the lion's share of the responsibility of taking care of the kids because they don't live with you anymore. And I think that if she had said, okay, this man is a felon, this man has been in trouble, I'm not going to, because I don't think that any women should entertain any men that have been to jail. I don't care if it's for weed. I don't care if it's for a speeding ticket. I don't care what it's for. If a man has been to jail and done time or
You
prison,
done
I
had
guess
your
prison would be the
heart
word to
broke.
say.
You done
I
had your
don't
heart broke,
believe
or you
that
done
women
witnessed
should.
something that wasn't good in your in
Sir,
your
I
can you
don't
marriage.
think
please
that
just allow the
women.
host to speak?
Yeah. I don't think that women should entertain any men that have been involved in any type of illegal activities. If a man has been in jail, he's done a sentence in jail and done a sentence in prison. I do not believe that black women should entertain any type of man that has been in any type of criminal trouble. Because once a man has been incarcerated and has the mentality from, that type of imprisonment, most of the time they can't function properly in society and they always feel like they want to go back and do things that are illegal. And I don't believe that. And if the woman that Rock was involved with had started off with that mind frame of saying that I'm not going to entertain a man that has been involved in any type of illegal activity, she wouldn't be in the position that she is now, which is virtually a single mother. Even though I understand that she was married, so I guess you could call it a single mother, not a baby mom, but a single mother. She wouldn't be in that position if she had not extended the grace to Rock to begin with. And that is such an important point. Once again, women should not give men any type of grace at all. That comes with bad behavior, cheating, beating, abuse, first offense is gone. But also with when you're looking for a man, you're trying to entertain him, you're trying to figure out, what you want to do, or if you're interested in inviting a man into your life. If he's been to jail or anything like that, the answer is automatically no. And just like somebody said in the comments, regardless of race, absolutely, because right now you have so many black women that are disappointed in black men, which I totally understand. I'm not saying I don't see it, but they're looking for a savior or a protector in other races of men, and you'll hear them all the time in the comments saying, oh, if you go white tea, this won't happen. If you go Asian, this won't happen. Okay, you clearly don't know about what's going on in society, because all of those other races of women are complaining about their men too. So you definitely can't give men of any race grace. So even if you decide to step out, which is well within your rights, just understand that there's no savior for the black woman in any of these men. You know what I mean? All men are predisposed, in my opinion, to bad behavior and must be treated the same way, with no grace and very strictly, and have very, very strong boundaries put into place regardless. And I really, that's one thing I really, 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 really want black women to understand. The white tea man is not perfect. The white tea man doesn't mean that you get with him and everything is gonna be flowers and candy and he respects you. And that, if y'all don't look at these women that be on TikTok, these white tea women that be crying and hooting and hollering about how their husbands left them, assed out and busted and disgusted, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, I just want to say this. Like, yeah, once again, no grace, no grace, no grace. Because if you give grace, you even end up in a position of like I said, Rock was saying, the woman is left with the kids doing the
But she's
day-to-day
not.
stuff.
She's
Um,
not.
if you said
I'm with
that
my
you're
kids
coming over
now.
there,
I see my
if
kids
you're
every
coming
day.
over there to engage with her and you're no
Of
longer in
course.
the house, then there is a breakdown of the family.
Yeah,
Period. It's
that's
just that
true.
simple.
That's true. But you sitting here saying that as a woman you shouldn't date no guy. There's not
No, you
one
shouldn't
man
date
out
him. I
here.
didn't say
There's
you
not
shouldn't date
one
no
man out here
guy.
that don't
I
come with
didn't say
trauma.
that, sir. I didn't say you shouldn't date a guy. I said you shouldn't date a guy that's been in jail. You shouldn't date a guy that's been in prison. You shouldn't date a man that's done a bid. You shouldn't date a man that's been involved in illegal activity. Absolutely not, because those are character issues. If you had good character, you would never feel like that's something that you should do in the first place. My husband has never been in jail, never been in prison, never been in trouble, never did anything illegal. Why? Because his character is decent and good, and that's why we're successful. Because his character is where it needs to be at. So no, you should not entertain a man that has been involved in bad behavior. And I think this the same way that men will tell other men, hey, you don't want to mess with these 304s. Has she been a
They best good
schmostitute?
time off
Has she
every
been,
dude,
excuse me, let
bro.
me finish. Has she been an ex-worker? Has she been in corn? Has she been on OnlyFans? Oh man, you know, she's for the street. She's washed up. I can't talk
Lie
to her
to
because of her
everybody. Females
reputation.
liars. And
Once
look, you gonna
again,
let
there
me
are plenty of, please stop, sir. There are plenty of men that will say that they don't want to entertain a woman because of that type of background. So once again, look, women need to do the same and restrict access to certain men because of their background. It's just that simple.
man be a man. I
And
could
if
tell the
and if
way you
I'm being
talk.
What
honest,
are you
they
talking
I
don't.
could
about?
tell.
No,
You the must
hold
don't
on. You
let your
said you
man
can
be a
tell
man. I
what?
could tell. I could
You
tell
said
the way
what?
you
Say it one more
talking. You
time.
don't let your man be a man. The way
Okay,
you
first
went
of
in
all,
here
let me say
and
this,
you
Rock.
dug
Okay, you got to be kidding me. First of all, Rock, I think that that's
dug
what's
through
funny.
for you
That's
to
what's
even
funny to
think
me when
about.
people say, I'm gonna drop you if you unmute yourself one more time. You're
You could
gone.
drop me
You're not even
because
gonna
you
have an
just talking
opportunity to
down
say
about men and
nothing else.
not
Let me
even
drop
your.
you. Bye
That's
bye 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 bye
crazy.
bye bye bye
Loser.
bye.
You're a
You're
loser.
gone. See you later. So once again, the problem is with men like Rock is that they feel like I owe them respect because they have a penis. You're not my man. You don't have sex with me. You're not married with me. We're not together. So why do you think that I owe you a respect that I will owe my man? That's where you messed up at. Just because I treat you some way, don't mean I treat my husband a certain type of way. You not my husband. You some random dumb Negro with 4 felonies underneath your belt. What would make you think that you would be deserving of respect from me? Make that make sense. You can't even keep your nappy head out of prison. But you want me to do what? Like, what are we talking about here? Huh? Like, make that make sense. I'm real tired of y'all always acting like just because I don't treat y'all well, that means something. I don't know you. The entitlement is so freaking real. I don't know you. I don't owe you nothing. You're some random Negro that can't even make it happen with your wife. Like, what? Boy, if you don't get your butt out of here, sounding like you got a 3rd grade education, sounding like you dropped out at 3rd grade, and you probably don't know what adjectives and pronouns are, get out of here. Like, honestly, for real, it's so crazy to me though. Like, honestly, like, oh, I can tell that how you talk to your man. How would you know? You not my man. Do you talk to women that you see in a supermarket the same way you talk to a woman that you're interested in? No? Oh, okay. So then why do you think it would be different from you? Make that make sense. Lame niggas, bro. Let me keep going. Cause this is crazy to me. Like, my mind is boggled. But sir, you know that the only college that you went to was the College of Hard Knocks. Okay, stop the games, Rock. I know an uneducated Negro when I hear one. Now y'all done got my husband in his feelings. He's up here. Now he
Can I
probably
ask
gonna
him a
have to say
question,
something to
Triggered,
you,
if it's
Rock.
possible?
Yeah, just one second. Because I think you want to say something. Go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
all I all I want to say is, could y'all dudes stop bringing me up? I'm not y'all, so I don't get treated like y'all get treated in these lives. I don't get talked to like y'all get talked to in these lives. Me and my wife, we get along. We help each other. We there for each other. We uplift each other. We try to do everything we can to make sure each one is in a positive mindset and in a positive state. So don't compare me to y'all and how y'all get treated. Like y'all put yourselves in these situations. Y'all the ones that come up
They didn't put
here.
themselves in such situations as
I meant to
They
show you a
they
degree.
put themselves in these situations. Y'all don't y'all come up here without no knowledge of what's being talked about or anything like that. So please stop bringing me up.
I
Like
was on
please
here
stop bringing me
running
up
this
and worrying
no, we're
about
freedom.
not.
what's going on
I meant to
in
show
my
you.
household.
I can
Like
show you
stop it.
LLC.
I'm
All right, all right. Was that all you had to say, babe?
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, please watch your mouth. And for anybody that doesn't know, Dark Truth in the top box, that's my husband. So please be
brother-in-law.
careful.
I'm so sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
brother-in-law. Oh, I'm
yeah.
so sorry. I'm gonna hug you. I'm sorry, brother-in-law. Barack, you
Oh my goodness. But Rock is really smoking. But I think Supervillain wanted to speak first. The only reason why I brought Rock back even up was just because I think my husband wanted to say something to him. That's it. Because you know me, I don't once you get dropped, and that's it permanently. But
Your
yeah,
husband
Rock, I
sounds
just
like a
want
square, bro.
oh no, you're
On
gone.
Rock,
You're gone, Rock.
he,
You're gone.
I'm gonna
I
just
just
ask my
want
question if it's okay. And
I'm sorry, super villain. I'm sorry, super villain.
no,
I just have one more
no,
thing to say.
I
Like Rock, you just said that somebody's a square. That lets me know that you were definitely somebody's bottom bunk bitch in prison, getting that booty hole blown out. Because my thing is this: is that what's a square? If him saying that he is respectful, he's telling you what he told you, that's a square. Then what does that make you? Because you was in prison on lockdown on your knees in the shower. So what's better? Being able to have your freedom or being somebody's bottom bitch in prison?
I
You
mean,
make
please
that make sense.
make it
Or
make
being
sense,
divorced.
bro. Like make it make sense. Like you mad because I sound like I'm educated. That's like the dumbest thing you could ever say to somebody. Like for real. Like I feel for y'all every day, bro. Like y'all really make me ashamed that I'm part of the same species as y'all. Cause I just ain't got no words.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, all right, go ahead, supervillain. I'm sorry, sis.
no problem, and I love the way you run your show. Please don't ever apologize. That's why I come back every day. You get me through my shift, okay? So never apologize about that. I did want to ask him because I never get the opportunity to when the felons come up here. I just want to make, just draw some conclusions because word on the street is single mothers are the reason why they are felons and end up in prison. So I wanted to ask him, was he running the street, robbing liquor stores with his single mother? Or was it the men in his environment teaching him how to become degenerates? And that's why he ended up in jail. I just want to know if his mother was running the streets with him because according to the streets, it's single mother's fault why these dudes are in prison if he has a single mother. And I don't know, was she teaching him how to hold a Glock? Was she teaching him how to knock down liquor stores? I just want to know because I'm trying to make the connection. That was all triggered. It wasn't that important. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Yeah, and I also think, just like Coco Cream said in the comments, Coco Cream says that they said that they want black women to choose better. And that is so true because when a black woman chooses a man that is a felon, like Rock, a four-time felon, a loser, a failure in society, that sounds like he couldn't even write a complete sentence with the proper punctuation marks. You hear somebody like that and when things don't work out with a man like that, the first thing that other men tell that woman is, well, that's your fault. You should have chose better. Why'd you choose that Pookie in the first place? But then you have Pookies always advocating for Pookies to be chosen. And they never ever make themselves to be good enough to where the woman will be right in her choice. They always do exactly what everybody says that a Pookie is going to do, which is Pookie, which is mess that woman's life up and leave her with children and leave her to raise them on their own. Just like he said, he was sitting there acting like he was supposed to get a cookie for taking out the trash. Like he said, oh yeah, I know taking out the trash is my job as a man. I really don't expect a thank you, but I would like a thank you. You know what I mean? Like just a loser. An absolute pathetic criminal loser that's out there broke and busted and disgusted. I know a busted and disgusted loser that's staying in a Motel 6, you know what I'm saying, weekly when I hear one. Just disgraceful. Go ahead, Kahinde.
Hi everyone. Kinde 32. He him is my pronoun. Um Literally that man just explained himself perfectly. We don't need to go further. He's called a full grown man that is married because he speaks properly, is called him a square. I wanna ask, what's wrong with being a square? What's wrong with not having a criminal record? What's wrong with being educated? What's wrong with not having to, declare anything on my DBS, or if they want to do a background check, I have nothing to worry about. I hate that, and I've always brought this up. Like, your your idea of what a black man is not what my idea of what a black man is, because you all wanna. He literally sounds like man. He wants to. Who he is that he wants to be tugged out. I'm not tugged out. I don't like jail. I don't like sharing cell with a man. I don't want to. I don't need to. I do my job, do what I'm meant to do, and be a law-abiding citizen. If that makes me a square, you damn right I'm a square. Hell, I'm a cube. Because it makes no sense to me why you want to, I've always thought this. Like, we're not soldiers. We're not, criminal. We're not gang members. We don't have to be street. We don't need to be that. If you choose to be that, that's your problem. But never ever try to downgrade try to tell me that someone that's been to jail, you've been to jail, and try to tell me that I have a clean record, that I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, that I'm not a man. What kind of nonsense is that? And yes, when they tell our sisters to pick better men, guess what? When our sisters do have standards, next thing you know, they're being called uppity. And they're unaliving our sisters when our sisters are literally telling this man no. So what? Like, our sisters can't win. You tell them to pick better. When they try to pick better, you say that, well, now they're being uppity. Choose one. And I always get mad at this thing. Like, these women are not going through immaculate conception for that to be single mothers. As a man, as we claim to be leaders and everything, is the number one thing not to control our seed? Is that not our responsibility? But when it comes to this, what do they call it? I don't know how to pronounce it, but when it comes to, superiority over our bodies, for some weird reason, it's always the woman's fault if it's a single mother, but it's never the man's fault. Look what happened. There was literally a guy that his wife, his ex or whatever, was living with his 2 children in a car. Those children passed away. And when they interviewed that man, that guy, I swear, he was literally talking about, as if he was talking about getting ice cream or something. He did not even shed a tear, no, nothing. And I'm saying this, I'm begging all my black sisters out there, please don't abandon us because of guys like this. Because I swear to God, if our sisters stop giving us grace, black men are done. If black women stop giving us grace, we are done. It's not even funny.
All right, Kahinde.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
One I was gonna say, you can't pay a dude like that no mind. He what he is he just in his feelings. He's immature. He hasn't grown up. He hasn't really become a man. He's still in this boy stage. So he mad and he wants to vent. And that's the best way he know how to vent is by acknowledging that he thinks another man is smarter and made smarter decisions than he has. And so therefore he thinks that's some type of flex that he's been in jail doing whatever he had to do. The other thing I wanted to say is the last part that you had said. I would say that black men are probably cooked at this point in time because I don't think they're trying to give men no grace at all, period, at this point in time, because dudes have been messing up and they've been messing up royally for a long time now. And it's like, I forget who said it, was like the chickens have come home to roost, basically. So that's what I got to say.
All right. I just wanted to respond to Rock in the comments, because Rock doesn't have any impulse control and he doesn't know how to respect people, which is the reason why he's relegated to the chat. But Rock, I just want to let you know that you are an absolute failure as a man. And you failed not only your wife, but you also failed your children. And more importantly, or most importantly, depending on how you look at it, you failed yourself. And I think that your immaturity, your poor impulse control, your lack of self control is all the reason why you're in the situation, in the state that your life is in now. You know, and all I can tell you is that you can't, of course, erase those 4 felonies off of your record, you jailbird, and you can't erase the fact of the dreams and the trauma that you have of being Bubba's big bottom bitch. You know what I'm saying? On those bunks, you know what I'm saying? How you was tooting it up. You can't erase that either. But I think that you can take this opportunity to be better in the future and improve yourself. You know, I know that you're broke, so I think that you should probably go to your local library. That's free. It's free to get a library card. I know you don't know that, since the last time that you read a book was when you were in prison because there was no other option for you. But you can read books for free at the library. All you need to do is get your library card. I think that it would be very advantageous for you to do that and look up some type of self-improvement and self-help on how you can be a better man. And it's really just that simple. Like, you got to stop spreading your negativity, your Glocktavius ghetto behavior around other law-abiding Black people. I know you don't know anything about that because you're probably deeply entrenched into down low thug life. But you know, you can do better. All right. Honestly, do better and be better and learn how to shut your mouth next time. And maybe you will be able to have a spot in a live where you can speak because you clearly don't have any self control. And to attack your appearance and say that you look like a bed bug would be very immature. And I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just say that you need to do better. All right. Bed bug man. All right. So let me go up here to Carmel Mermaid. Did you have something to say, sis?
Oh yeah, I do. Um, I don't know what's going on with Offset and Cardi B because I think I just checked out the I think I checked out the first time she took his cheating butt back, and then also when his cheating ways kind of caused her to go through to go to the court. So I just checked out of them of their relationship. Um, and number two, it is true. I'm sorry to say, men could dish it, but they can't take it. It's like they want you to have grace, to give them grace, like Rock said, to give them all kind of grace known to mankind. But if his wife went to jail for him while she was selling the devil's lettuce for him, he would not go and visit her. He would not answer her calls. None of that. His kids would probably be at her mama's house or his mama's house every day, every hour on the hour. So they can, and if the men, men would say eating ain't cheating, they were quick to say that. But if a woman decides she wants to use some knee pads on a man, all of a sudden you cheated, you're a 304, you are the worst thing known to mankind. But yet, you can use knee pads on every woman in your town, in your city, in your county. That's one thing that I never got on that. Never understood that. Like, y'all could do the cheating, but if a woman decides to get her clap back, your heart is broken, ruined, but you want the woman to give you grace and a pass. Number four, a woman's emotion is important. Emotions are important no matter what. And it's funny when a woman expresses herself is she's emotional, like it's a bad thing. You want us to not be emotional. Most Black men want us not to be emotional, but yet if we don't show emotion, we're masculine. Like, which one do you want? Which one you want? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Um, and then on number five, no, I don't give men any grace because men do not give women grace. Men whatsoever, no matter what race, nationality, whatever, we don't get graces whatsoever. So I'm gonna treat you the same way how you treat me. So since you will never give me grace, I'm not gonna give you grace whatsoever. So
All right.
that's all I'm gonna say about that. And when I guess he answered the question, the school that he went to, uh, KCKCC. Okay, I know I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, but on behalf of a person that's from the Kansas City metro area. I do apologize because unfortunately our city are filled with a lot of these ashy Negroes, and that's why I date like a groundhog because the city is plagued with ashy Negroes, and I do apologize on his behalf for him acting like an ashy Negro. Mm-mm. Yeah, sorry.
All right. The super villain, did you have something to say, sis?
Yeah, I still see Rock is in the building, and Rock, I wholeheartedly, sincerely am collecting TikTok data, and I'm really trying to answer this phenomena about single motherhood and the prison to pipeline, or the pipeline to prison, rather. So if you could just answer in the comments how your mother participated in the degenerate behavior that you did to end up a four-time felon. I am honestly collecting data. I just need to know because word on the street is single moms are the reason why y'all end up in prison. So I just would like to know how you, as an admitted four-time felon, how your mother participated in your journey to felonhood. If you would kindly do so, sir. Thank you.
You know, supervillain, he just turned around and lied about everything that he said. You know how when he was up here, he said that he was, you know, selling the devil's lettuce, and you know his girl was not with that because she's, you know, religious and stuff, and said that that's not the way to go. Why did he say in the comments that he actually took the charge for her? That's what he was saying at the bottom. So I don't think that you can like actually probably really rely on him for data because clearly he just lies with, you know, lies depending on whichever way the wind blows him. Just straight lying, which is just like I said, I think, and I be saying this all the time. It's like men come up here in these lives and they have an opportunity to show a better example or a better representation of men and what women perceive them to be. But I would say the majority of the men that come in my lives, at least 95%, they just further, you know, solidify, you know, the majority of women's position of, you know, not trusting men, separating from men, or whatever, you know, however journey women feel like they need to do, you know, to make themselves safe and healthy in an environment where they have to be around men. You know what I'm saying? They just go ahead and make women feel completely comfortable in what they say because they always misrepresent. And like I said, that's like 95% of the men that come up here. I'm not going to say that there aren't any men that come up here, you know what I'm saying, that have sound like they have some sense, like my husband and Kahinde that's here, but the majority of them don't.
Can
You
I
had
ask a
something to
question?
say? Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, so let me get this straight. She left him because he was a felon and doing stuff that she didn't want him to do in the streets, but he took the charge for her.
He just said that in the comments when he was up here in the live.
Yeah,
He
I
said
know.
that
That's what I'm saying. So it don't make sense because it's like, why would she leave him then and not be with him if she was already doing the stuff in the streets also, and he wasn't doing anything?
I know. He's lying, and I think it's
He's
just
a
because
liar.
he. Yeah, I don't think he could handle the fact that, you know, we were all talking about, you know, his felonies and stuff like that, and he didn't have like an answer to it. So I just felt like he just decided to go with that and just start saying that, which didn't even make any type of logical sense. But you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Something came up I gotta do. And so I'm in this live, you guys. I'll probably come back later, but it'll probably be like with a different topic because I'm already like at like almost 2 hours. So yeah, I normally once I hit two, I tend to just go ahead and cut it off there. But I definitely appreciate y'all, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that was listening. I appreciate my panelists, Super Villain, Carmel Mermaid. Always a pleasure to see you, lovely ladies, and speak with y'all. Of course, my husband, Dark Truth, and also Kahinde. I think this is your second time coming on my live. I appreciate you as well, Kahinde. Rock, you know what? I appreciate you too, just because you were the joke of the day. You were the entertainment for everybody to roast on. You were the pinata that everybody could hold up in the middle of the party and whack on with the little stick. So I guess I can say that I appreciate that as well. You being a pinata goofball. But anyway, I think the next time, Rock, you want to come somewhere, at least get your lies straight. At least get your lies straight on what you about to say. Because I know you're used to dealing with people with the same level of education that you have, which is the level of a second or third grader. But, most people actually did graduate from high school. So at the very least, they graduated from high school. So they're going to be on a higher intellectual level than you. And so your lies will be very easy to pick apart and to see. So do better next time. All right. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. And like I said, I really appreciate y'all. And I would do my normal spiel and let everybody speak, but I gotta get up out of here, y'all. Because I'm about to go in there and bother my husband. All right, bye y'all.
Yeah, because someone came up, not something, someone.
Oh, I didn't see anybody come up.
No, 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 no. I said someone came up.
Oh,
Truth. Okay.
pop the games. All right. All right, I'll see y'all.